The thing is, our captain doesn't.
The marketing mix place.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I talk about place, the product has been done, the price has been set, the promotional method that the business wants to use is certain. Now, the next thing is, where do you want to sell this product? How is this product going to reach the consumers? That is where place come into talking about. So we'll go on further. The role of place decisions in the marketing mix. After deciding on the product, its price, and the best ways to promote it, the business has to actually sell the product to the consumer. The product or service must be available where and when customers want to buy it. That's their convenience. How and where consumers can buy the product will affect how well it will sell. Think of your local shop where you buy food. Would the expensive luxury chocolate sell well? If many of the customers who use the shop are on low incomes, then not many highly priced chocolates will be sold. If many of the customers, sold, if the product is not available to customers in convenient locations and they have to go searching in the different shops, then they may give up and buy a competitor's product. It's very easy for a business to get a place wrong and therefore lose sales. So when we talk about sales, place, it's about consumers' convenience. So the product has to be sold to them. You might get the price right, you might get the product right, you might get your promotion right. But if the product doesn't reach consumers at the right time, at the right space and place, then you might be losing them. Because consumers will not continue to find your product, search for your product. You made the advert, they've seen the advert, but it's not closer to where they could buy. So if it's not closer to where they could buy, whatever one that is available to them, they just buy. They give up on your product because it's not seen, it's not available. So that's why you have to make the right channel of distribution. So that takes us to distribution channels. Businesses have to decide where to sell their products. They also have to decide whether to sell directly to consumers or use other businesses to do this. This means deciding on the best distribution channel to use. There are several different distribution channels that businesses can use, from selling directly to the consumer to using intermediary channels. The diagram below summarizes. So it will be producer to consumer. That's distribution one.
Yes.
We have producer, retailer, and consumer. When we talk about retailer, they sell to the final consumer in peace. Then it could be producer, wholesaler to retailer to consumer. That's distribution channel 3. And the last channel of distribution is producer to the agent, to the wholesaler, to the retailer, and the final consumer. So we start with the first channel, distribution channel 1, direct to consumers. So when you're selling directly to consumers, what are the advantages of selling directly to consumers? Number one, this distribution channel is very simple. It involves manufacturers selling their product directly to the consumer. So here, it doesn't involve anybody than you selling it directly to consumers. It is easy. You make the product available, you produce the product, consumers buy. That's all. Just like a bakery.
Yes.
It is suitable for products such as certain types of food products, which are sometimes sold straight from the farm. Yeah, some food that are sold straight from the farm. So it doesn't have that durability to stay longer or to be transporting.
Just in time, right?
Yeah, just in time, and not really just in time. What we're saying is there are some products that when you produce them,
yes,
they don't have the luxury of time to take them around. They could get spoiled easily.
Yes.
So taking them on transit could get them spoiled. So such products are easily sold to consumer immediately. As soon as they are produced, you just sell them to consumers.
Yes.
So the third one, there's a lower price if sold direct to customers, cut out wholesaler and retailer. So the prices are always low because there's no charges from consumers, from wholesalers or retailers. Because when the product is bought from producer to wholesaler will have their own price rate.
Yes.
They will inflate the price. Retailers will also do the same. So that means the price consumers will be paying might be so much.
Yes.
Because all those costs will be transferred to consumers. Mm-hmm. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, yes.
And the last one, product can be sold by mail, other catalog, or via the internet. So if it is direct to consumers, you can immediately chat them up and they make order, you get them immediately faster. I think that is clear.
Yes.
That is channel. So what are the problems of channel one? One, this is usually impractical for most products because the consumers probably do not live near to the factory and could not go there to buy the products. So the first problem about channel distribution one is that most of the time, the products that are made are far away from customers. So customers do not have that convenience to go finding it or to go to that destination to buy.
Okay.
It takes time. So if your product is far away from where customers do stay and you want to sell directly to them, you might not be selling.
Yes.
So this method may not be suitable for products which cannot easily be sent by post.
Like glass.
Yes.
Yes.
These that you cannot send by post. It's difficult for you to sell them. The third point, it can be very expensive to send products by post or courier, and therefore it may not be cost effective. So when you're selling products through maybe DHL or whatever you use, it might not be cost effective. That means it might be even expensive than selling to wholesalers or consumer buying from wholesaler. Yeah.
Okay.
The next one. Okay, this channel is also common when selling directly from one manufacturer to another manufacturer. For example, car components are sold directly to the car producer. So, well, for channel distribution one, the most important thing about channel distribution one is that when it has to be like selling directly to the final user, yes, it is good.
Okay.
If there's durability.
Yes.
Okay. So we go to channel distribution two. The second distribution channel is where the producer sells directly to the retail outlets, and then they sell the product to the consumer. This is most common where the retailer is large, such as a large supermarket, or when the products are expensive, such as furniture or jewelry. Okay. So what are the advantages of selling directly from producers to retailers before consumers? Producers sell large quantities to retailers. So producers will be able to sell large quantities to retailers, which is good. So reduce distribution cost compared to selling directly to consumers. So because you are selling,
yeah,
do you get the point here?
Yes, yes.
Because you are selling to retailers, the cost would not be that much. Do you understand why? Okay.
Because of the shipping and this stuff.
Yes.
It will not cost. It will be more cost effective than the. Yes, you get. Yeah.
All right, because they're going to send it in bulk, not just one. So the cost of one might be the cost for all.
Oh, yeah.
You get it?
Yes.
The cost for one, because retailers will buy in bulk. So buying in bulk, using the same bus to pick all those products, and using the same bus to pick one product based on distance, you're going to pay the same price. So it is because the unit cost would have reduced.
Yes, yes.
That is the point. By buying in bulk. That is the point I'm making there. Yes. Then disadvantages: no direct contact with customers. You might need feedback from customers. You won't see the customers as producers. There's no direct contact with consumers. You produce the product, the link now is retailers. And retailers might not even have time because it's a large store. It's a large store.
Producers to consumers, there's
direct contact. From producers to consumers, there's direct contact. But when there's producer to retailer before consumer, there's no direct contact between producer and customers. So you won't get customers' feedback.
Yes.
And the retail shops, they are not only selling your product, they might be selling products of competitors. Oh, yeah. So how many complaints do they want to attend to? Do you get it?
Yes.
The price is often higher than direct selling, as the retailer has to cover its cost and make a profit. The retailer have to cover up for their cost and transfer the excess to consumers. So consumer pay. So it's always expensive for consumers. Distribution channel 3. Using a wholesaler and retailer as intermediaries. The distribution channel 3 involves using the wholesaler who seems to break the bulk. Breaking bulk is where wholesaler buy products from manufacturers in large quantities and then divide up the inventory into much smaller quantities for retailers to buy. So the wholesalers, they break the bulk. They break the bulk before selling in units to retailers, before retailers start selling to consumers.
Like bulk buyer.
Yeah. Yes. So they are wholesalers. So the advantage of selling to wholesalers is that wholesalers save storage space for small retailers and reduces storage costs. Yes. So when you sell directly to wholesalers, So you don't have to, you as a producer,
Yes.
you don't need much space, much warehouse to keep the product, because wholesalers will do that for you. So that reduces your cost of warehouse.
Yes.
So small retailers can purchase fresh products in small quantities from wholesalers because they have a relatively short shelf life before they deteriorate. So it becomes easier for wholesalers or small retailers to buy the few quantities they need to sell. So those will not get spoiled. So it is only when they need, they buy.
Yes.
So the third one, wholesaler may give credit or retail customers so they can take the goods straight away and pay at a later date. So wholesalers cannot make credit availability. So retailers might buy on credit from wholesalers.
Okay. Yeah. I get you.
And so they pay at a later date to encourage them to buy. Clear?
Yes. Yes.
Wholesaler may deliver to the small retailer, thus saving on transport cost. So the wholesaler might be the one to pay the carriage outward.
Carriage.
Outward. Yes.
Okay.
Do you understand?
So shipping will be.
Yeah. So it reduces the cost of the product. Then retailers might be able to sell at a lower price if the cost of transportation is not there. Wholesaler can give advice to small retailers about what is selling well. They can also advise the manufacturer what is selling well. So because they are wholesaler, they buy in bulk from manufacturers. They have close relationship with manufacturers and retailers. They are in the middle. So they can either advise, they can advise both retailers and producers on what is trending.
Yes.
Because they know more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are the problems?
Because they're in the process.
Yeah. So what are the problems? One, may be more expensive for the small shop to buy from wholesaler than if it's bought straight from the manufacturer. It might be expensive for the small shop. You know why? Because wholesaler will buy at a smaller rate from the manufacturers, but manufacturers or wholesaler will not sell at the same rate they are buying from manufacturers. But if retailers are buying straight from manufacturers, they might buy at the same price as wholesalers.
Yes.
So it means having a wholesaler in between retailer and manufacturer makes retailers to pay more than what they used to pay.
Yes.
Do you get the point?
Yes.
Wholesaler may not have the full range of products to sell. They might not have all the products. It is only what is given to them, what is made available to them by manufacturers.
Okay.
Takes longer for fresh produce to reach the shops, so it may not be as good quality. Because they buy so much in bulk.
Yes.
And before they could sell to retailers, the product might have been deteriorated. Wholesaler may be long way from the small shops, like Crimea. Crimea is far away from Jiangsu. So it's difficult. The link between them is so far.
Yes.
Crimea, they sell wholesale there, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. The consumer price is often higher than direct selling, as both the wholesaler and retailer have to cover cost and make a profit. Consumers have to pay higher prices because wholesaler will transfer the cost to retailers. Retailer will transfer both wholesaler cost and retailer cost to consumers. So consumers are paying higher prices.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So without a wholesaler, a manufacturer has a process. Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Did you get the point there?
Yes. Yes.
All right, just move on.
Yes.
Go to the agents now. Distribution channel 4. Using an additional intermediary such as an agent. When products are exported, the manufacturer sometimes uses an agent in the other country. The agent sells the product on behalf of the manufacturer. This can allow the manufacturer to have some control over the way the product is sold to consumers. The agent will either put an additional amount on the price to cover their expenses or will receive a commission on sales. The agent may also act as a wholesaler. So when you are using agent, especially when you are selling to a new market, when you are exporting your product, you don't know much about the new environment. When you are selling your product outside your jurisdiction, you don't know much about the new environment. Do you know much about that? No. That's why you need an agent. An agent has idea, knowledge about that environment. That's why you are using the agent as an intermediary. He knows more about the environment.
Yes.
So it's easier for him to help you sell the product than you searching for how to sell your product. So how does the agent make its money? The agent might make its money by adding certain amount of money to the cost, or getting commission from the wholesaler, from the manufacturer for total amount sold. Is it clear?
Yes. Yes.
So what are the advantages of selling through agents? Number one, manufacturer may not know the best way to sell the product in other markets. So that's where the agent comes in.
Yes.
They have more knowledge about the environment than manufacturers, which helps the manufacturers to be able to sell their product. Agents will be aware of local conditions and will be in the best position to select the most effective places in which to sell.
Yes.
Like I told you earlier, they have knowledge about the environment, so they know the
Mhm.
best place to take the products to
Yes.
for quick sale. But the problem about using an agent, the producer has less control over the way the product is sold to customers. The agent has the final say there. So you cannot control how the product is being dispatched.
Yes.
I think it's clear.
Mhm.
And it's a bit difficult because the agent might not act on your own interest.
Mm.
Do you get
Sometimes,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. So go to methods of distribution. We have different methods of distribution, which are one, departmental stores.
Mm.
For departmental store, we're talking about large stores, which are usually in the center of towns and cities, which sell a wide variety of products from a wide range of suppliers. So for departmental stores,
Yes.
they sell different kind of products from different kind of businesses. From your competitors, you can, but each in that store, they sell different kind of things. There could be electricity, electronic appliances, there could be sport appliances, there could be accessories, whatever it is departmental.
Yes.
So they sell this kind of things there. We have chain stores.
Yes.
Two or more stores which have the same name and two or more stores which have the same name and the same characteristic. We call them multiple chain store or chain store because this store, there are two stores in one. So it's a big store
Yes.
that have different stores inside them.
Ah, okay.
We call them multiple chain stores.
Okay.
We have discount stores. Retail stores often,
Like a mall.
well, do we call it a mall? No, a mall
Mm.
is a mall houses different stores. It's a shopping mall. It houses different stores.
Ah, it's not a chain.
It's not.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
It's not. Discount stores, you say retail stores offering a wide range of products, many branded products at discount prices. We call them discount stores because they sell at a discount. They give discounts on whatever they sell, but they sell branded products.
Like only discounts. That's it.
On branded products
Ah,
like Puma, Nike,
Mhm.
Versace, they
Yes.
give discounts.
Mhm.
Superstores, very large out of town stores which sell a wide range of food and non-food products. Superstores. They're always in the mall too. They are very big, but they sell not only food stuff, they also sell non-food stuff,
Mm.
like maybe jewelry and the rest.
Okay.
Then we have independent retailers. These are single shop, often small shops that you find around your street. They are single retailer or independent retailers. Direct sales. Products are sold directly from manufacturers.
Yes.
Supermarkets. We know what supermarkets are. Combination of grocery and supermarkets.
Okay.
Then we have mail order. That is where you have to buy through post.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we have the internet, e-commerce.
Yeah.
Then that means you are buying via the internet. Alibaba and Amazon and the rest.
Yeah.
Selecting the distribution channel to use. When deciding which distribution channel to use, manufacturers have to ask themselves a number of questions. This will help them to decide which channel would be the most successful for their products. These are the types of questions that need to be answered. What type of product is it? Is it sold to other businesses, that's business to business, or to customers, business to consumers? If it is sold to other businesses, for example, light printing machines, then direct selling is much more likely to be used than for most consumer products. So the type of product you are selling might determine the kind of distribution channel you use. If it's a product like machines, you don't sell machines to retail shops. You sell machines to those that want to buy it themselves, that really wants to use them. So it is business to consumer or business to businesses. When it comes to products, goods that can be consumed, you can sell to, it could be business to consumers. So you can sell through different links. Get the point here.
Yes.
Products that have to be used by businesses, that's B2B. It might be ideally to sell directly to businesses, not to retailers to buy from them. Like machines, equipment, you might have to buy it from the manufacturer. You get it?
Yes.
Or maybe wholesaler.
Mm. Yes.
Is the product very technical? If it is, it should be sold to the customer by someone with technical knowledge who can explain how it works and what it will do. Direct selling from the manufacturer will probably be selected in this case. An example might be an aircraft engine. So how technical is the product? If it is technical, it means it needs someone to explain the usage to the final user. So it means you should be thinking of direct selling or someone with knowledge of the products to sell. How often is the product purchased? If it is bought every day, it will need to be sold in many retail outlets. An example would be a product like newspaper, which are purchased daily and are sold in many outlets. If they were not readily available, customers might not bother to buy them at all. So how often is the product purchased? We're talking about, do they buy it every now and then? So if they used to buy it every now and then, it means it has to be within the reach of customers. That means you have to think about using retail because retail is closer to customers.
Yes.
So you determine that too. How expensive is the product? Does it have an image of being expensive? If the product is marketed as being expensive and of high quality, it's probably sold through only a limited number of outlets. This should also be in expensive shopping areas. For example, if the product is an expensive watch, it is not good selling it in discount jewelry shops. So how expensive the product is will determine the kind of distribution channel you use and the kind of place it will be. So if it's an expensive product, that means you won't be selling those things in remote areas. You have to sell it in the center city.
Yes.
That was the point there. How perishable is the product? If the product goes rotten quickly, such as fruit or bread, it will need to be widely available on many shops so that it can be sold quickly. So if it is perishable or not perishable, if it is perishable, it can get spoiled easily. That means it has to be made available as soon as possible. That's the point there. Where are the customers located? The location of the customers are important because the customers are key. If most of the customers are located in cities, it is no good selling the product only in rural areas. You have to sell in city areas. If the customers are located in another country, then different retail routes might be appropriate. The internet might be used for online trading too. Where do competitors sell their products? That's also important.
Yeah.
So because where competitors sell their products, you have to think about it. If it's ideal for you to sell over there or find another space to sell. I think it's there.
Yeah.
So that's all about marketing mix, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, so we hand it. So our next topic will be promotion.
Yeah.